You've worn these before?
Yeah, wear them. This was a lot better before. I was thinking to tape it.
You're a madman. You're a madman. We are back at Reserve Miami, the best curated store in the entire city. But this time, things are changing. With everything from vintage to collectibles to hi-fi audio, the Reserve boys are taking things to the next level. We're here to speak with the team and see what they've been up to the last year. Let's get it going. Before we get in there, guys, Reserved just launched their first website. And guess what? Everything is 10% off if you put code Bidstitch26 at checkout. Be sure to use it and get some good prices for good pieces. Now let's get in there. Igor, my brother. The Reserve boys are back.
Welcome back,
the
bro.
Bidstitch boys are back.
Good to see you guys.
How you doing,
Thanks
bro?
for coming back, man.
It was such a big surprise to our audience the first time we got here. They had no idea Miami had this type of vintage. And since last time we were here, I know that there's been some changes. Talk us through like what's been going on at Reserve the last year.
So you guys know the way we roll. We don't stop. We keep trying to figure it out all the time. Like keep it moving. Like we got to stay ahead of this game.
I love it.
So we basically, last time you guys were here, this wall we put together. We always had a passion, of course, with hi-fi audio.
Yeah.
So we decided to play around. We got some 80s JBL speakers. Actually, we were lucky. So this amp right here is from the Wall of Sound during the Grateful Dead 1974 concert. The Wall of Sound was sick, man. It was this huge wall that had nothing but Macintosh amplifiers. And I mean, they were bringing it with helicopters. Like it was a nightmare. I feel for the audio engineer guys putting that together. So it was the most craziest sound. It was probably like sickest sound ever. I don't think anyone's have ever done that. And each time they had this show, they had to stack these things up again. It was monstrous.
Yeah, I've seen photos of it. It's insane.
Yeah, so this is actually one of them.
That's insane.
We went ahead and verified that it was actually by serial number and everything.
You're kidding.
So we got lucky in a find with this one.
Wait, tell us about the find. How'd you get it?
We found it, believe it or not, on a Reverb. I actually called the old lady, this elderly lady that we bought it from, and we kept in touch, and we were just trying to figure out if there's any information she could provide us, like Grateful Dead.
Did she know it was?
No, she was like, my husband was an audio engineer, and she kept ranting about audio engineer, and then we were like, okay, so this is like all falling into place.
Yeah.
So then we looked a little bit more, we unscrewed the back panel. Most of these amps had special connectors by the engineers created.
Wow.
So that's what we saw, and that verified it.
Wow.
Not to mention, you can't see it, but there's Grateful Dead stickers all over
no
the sides
way.
of the panels. Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick.
I would move it for you, but this thing's like, it's extremely heavy.
No, that's incredible. That's incredible. One thing I really appreciate about you and your shop is that it's reflective of your interests.
Oh, definitely.
Music and sound being key to that. Could you talk to us about like, why you enjoyed so much?
I think it's like the best medicine in the world. I think like if people really sat down and like spent a good hour listening to good music, I think it takes your mind somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, we're dealing with today, we live in a life with like everything that's such a fast pace. These pharmaceutical companies are just giving you all these different drugs to take. But I mean, honestly, like we just need to relax. We just need to do things we like. We just need to sit down, unplug, listen to something nice. So that's what I've been doing. That's how I got into it.
No, yeah.
So we figured vintage store, vintage audio, and we that's our style. We mash all these things up together.
So sick.
Between art, between fashion, between audio. So it just all fell into place.
Could you tell us, I mean, you don't need to get into specifics, but pricing on some of this, more historical audio equipment, what's that look like these days?
Nowadays, Macintosh tube amps, for example, depending on the power, can buy from 3,000, give or take. But then you have to figure out, do I have to repair it? Do I have to change the caps on it? Different terminals I would have to change. So yeah, like we'll pick up a Mac amp from the 60s and we'll invest, give or take, like $400 to $500 to change the capacitors and stuff like that. Usually those are easy fixes if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead and flip that for $5,000 or $6,000 most likely.
Do you flip it ever?
Is my partner's listening? So I have not, but I promised them that I was going to turn this into a business. It's my personal hobby.
That's great, man. I love it. It's so cool. The space is amazing.
Thank you.
And not only is it reflective of you and your interests, but like there's a liveliness to Miami.
Correct.
And I feel like it's really shown here at your store. Your store is in many ways emblematic of the city.
Thank you. Well, listen, this is where we grew up. And Miami definitely is an amazing place. It's a paradise.
Okay, this is incredible, but I know there's been a lot of changes that have happened since the last time we were here.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Come on, let me show you.
Yes.
All right. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm super stoked, dude.
So this was top secret. We were contemplating if we should show this to the Bidstitch guys. My partner said, let's do it.
Dude. What the f is going on here?
This is our new little project. Our plans for this room is we want to do like a, I would say 1980s style department store. We want to build out vignettes over here. In this section here, we're going to build out a Levi's vignette, which is going to be all our denim. In this section here, we're going to create cabinetry and recreate a Ralph Lauren vignette, which is going to have like Ivy, it'll have Nautica, just like that style type clothing.
So cool.
This will be our content room, so we're going to leave the cage. So this will be just like content and creations going on over here. As you can see, we're taking this analog hi-fi stuff to the next level. Motorcycle, antique cars coming soon. So look, Bidstitch is G-rated. For anyone that really wants to know, you're gonna have to Google this part. This is Lorraine Bobbitt. Like I said, Google it, because I can't tell the whole story.
That was the moment John Bobbitt realized his was cut off. Lorena was found not guilty of malicious wounding due to temporary insanity.
This is a beautiful 1949 Indian. It's amazing. It's actually a very cool story. We were hunting for speakers in South Florida. We found an elderly gentleman that happened to have these beautiful Altec speakers. We came to his house. He showed us the utmost hospitality. Shout out to Raul. So he happened to have this. Him and his son been working on this for years.
Dude.
And I was in love with it. He was contemplating on selling it. He finally said, let's do it. He ripped off the Band-Aid. The story that he told me was the craziest. He pulls up to Daytona Bike Week with this beautiful bike. He pulls up to this crazy bar. There's no parking spots. I mean, the whole front of the building is Harley Davidson's. Bouncer at the door sees him on this bike and says, hold on a second. Grabs the mic, tells the guys, whoever Harley Davidsons are in front of this building, I need you guys to move it. See these big dudes coming out, moving their bike just to park this Indian motorcycle. So
Crazy.
Respect to Indian bikes. This is gonna be my retirement gift to self.
This is so sick. Okay, you don't need to tell us what you paid for it, but like generally in the sort of like vintage motorcycle space, like what is something like this kind of ballpark worth?
It's difficult to price because there's a lot of custom parts on it. I would say roughly, let's call it between 20s and up, depending what you really want.
This thing is beautiful and it's worth every
truly
penny, man. Have you ridden it? Like you ride it?
Yeah, around the store. These happens to be mid-50s Altec Lansings. Back in the days, behind the projector screen in movie theaters, these were the speakers that would be there. They're iconic. I mean, you have your horn, you have your sub bass.
Dude.
Macintosh amplifiers over here, tube gear. They sound amazing. We wanted to present everything in its purest form. Hence, vintage clothing, how serious we take it, how passionate we are about it. Audio, I wanted to present it in the most purest form. I wanted younger people to hear what they haven't heard. I mean, if you really think about it, like the other day I thought to myself, I'm like, I grew up in an era where I heard records, I heard tapes, I heard CDs. Some of the guys that were born like in the 1990s and they never seen or heard CDs. They never had to use a Walkman.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
And I never really thought about that. And I think where we're going is we're kind of coming back.
Going back,
So they kind of want to know what it feels like. Because everything is just digital. And people want to hold things.
You're so right.
People want to experience what I've experienced in my childhood, as they should. I mean, a YouTube video is just not enough.
So I think that you're coming in at the right time and you're sort of keenly aware as to like what young people want, which is a return to the past in a lot of ways.
And for us, it's an easy play. Because this is, like you said, this is what runs through our blood. This is what we do. I mean, this is what's at my house. So I don't have to go too far. It's an easy play.
That's so crazy,
But let me keep walking, you
let's
guys.
go.
Excuse the mess.
When you planning on this being like done? Like when you guys gonna be
Midsummer?
Midsummer, perfect timing.
We're gonna have a World Cup rollout. I don't want to drop all the sauce.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we'll leave some to surprise and mystery, let's call it. But one thing I gotta say is we're gonna have a sick record store. Here, we're gonna have an antique car parked, which we are doing full interior Levi's. Audio is gonna be all antique Macintosh.
Wow.
That's gonna be sick, yeah.
Crazy.
1974 BMW 2002.
What?
So that'll be parked right here. Garage glass doors opening up, so the people in the back, we could just pop it open, blast, have people enjoying themselves, eating food, just vibing, coming in and out. What it is we want to leave reserved as a true vintage boutique. This store, we want it to be like let's call it like a mall, but having like 90s up to 2000s. So that's primarily what this store would be. It would be 90s to 2000s.
For those that might not have seen the first Reserve video, I want you to kind of rehash a little bit how you guys are able to fill up both this space and the Reserve space. What is it that you guys do that gives you that market advantage?
We're vertically integrated in this industry. We started off as graders. From grading, we tried to understand how to become the source. So we started collections. Between collecting and grading, it allowed us to be vertically integrated into this situation. Hence, several warehouses around the States, different countries, working very hard. I mean, if anyone thinks it's easy, it's not. I would have never been in retail if it wasn't for my younger brother. I thought it's a greedy move to jump into retail if I'm a wholesaler. But the way my brother opened up my eyes and the change of the business or game, it seemed to make sense. So when we got into this retail, it's just the opportunities became available. I mean, you think, okay, I'm gonna open up a retail store, I'm gonna sell vintage. But if you really love what you do, it's so far beyond that. Because then ideas start to bounce around your mind. You're like, you know what? What if I take a 1950s Danish teak chair and I take the upholstery and I put denim on it? What would it look like? And we're like, oh, that looks pretty good. And then someone comes in like, can we buy that? And next thing you know, we're like, okay, are we gonna be furniture designers now? So it just creates new doors of opportunities. And it's a beautiful thing. All right, so as you guys seen before, we believe in having a DJ system, and we believe in having famous DJs come out and rock out with us. So this section right here, we're kind of gonna build like a micro model of what we have at Reserve.
That's so cool.
Which will be a DJ stand. We're building these huge Jamaican sound system speakers right over here. This section here is gonna be basically kids' clothing. We're gonna put some vintage pinball machines, some old school 50s. Remember those small horses that you would throw in a quarter?
The ones that would do like that.
Correct. Yes. So we're gonna put one of those in here, if not two. It's gonna be great. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. I couldn't do this by myself. I mean, honestly, you know, it takes a whole tribe. Between my brother Frankie, between our partner Chris, Jared, Johnny, and everyone of our staff. It's a true family.
It's cool.
Like I said, it doesn't matter how much experience I have in this game, how much knowledge, you can't do this by yourself. And if anyone can, kudos to those people, because for us to build such a grandiose thing, we needed a whole team. And we have the best team. It's truly a family.
Okay, how about we do this? I want to go back inside Reserved. I want to check out some of the pieces that you pulled for us.
Oh, dude,
we could talk.
I brought some Levi's from the house.
Oh, personals?
You got to check this out.
Good man.
You got to check this out.
Igor, last time I was here, I was like, where's the personals at? You were like, oh, they're at home. You said next time if I come, you were gonna bring me some personals.
You're right.
Some things from the archive.
You're right.
And you did not disappoint. You brought something crazy this time.
I did.
Tell us about some of the denim you brought from home.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I think that these are the pairs that I'm wearing. These are the XX, probably my
Wait, so what do you mean?
Mid-60s.
You've worn these before?
Yeah, wear them. Like, this was a lot better before. If I didn't wear them, it probably wouldn't be like that.
Dude.
I was thinking to tape it.
You're a madman. You're a madman.
So yeah, these are great conditions, as you can see. Wow. Great color.
Shut up.
We don't play with hidden rivets, do we?
This is crazy.
Yeah, these are my go-to.
These are everyday wear pants for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're breaking some Japanese people's hearts right now saying that.
I'm sure there's a lot in Japan.
This is so crazy. Can you tell us about where you found these?
Oh yeah, at the rag house.
Your rag?
Yeah, I found this many years ago.
How long ago?
Probably like 6, 7 years.
Okay, 7 years ago, what do you think something like this would be priced at? 7 years ago.
You know how much trouble I get into when you ask me about pricing? All the trolls come out, dude.
Okay, what's so remarkable about these, aside from the fact that you found them at your rag, is the condition.
The condition's
like
great.
Pristine.
And keep in mind, like, close your ears. I washed these.
No.
I did.
Dude.
So and look, I mean, they're still.
Dude, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. But look how beautiful they still
I mean, they're maintaining.
I won't wash them again because I got shit from everyone, from all my partners. I got shit from it. So yeah.
You're actually a madman.
I always wanted these, as a matter of fact. Like, I always wanted a pair of XX.
When's the next time you're gonna wear them?
I think I got like a party on Friday. I think probably Friday.
Crazy. I know the purists are very upset hearing that, but these are incredible. And at the end of the day, if you're not wearing the things that you buy, are you really loving them? You know?
Oh, definitely. Before I go out, I get dressed up at my store. It's like a used car dealer. Right? You could drive all the cars, right? They belong to you.
I think so, right?
So that's what I do.
That's crazy.
I come here, I pick something off the rack, I get fitted, I go out, wash it, put it back.
Honestly, I know people are upset to hear this, but I'm glad you wear them because no one wears their best stuff anymore. They're saving it, they want to hang it up, or they want to just flip them immediately.
Look, I always wanted a pair. I don't even, like, honestly, I roll this up because of you guys. I don't even roll this up to show the salvage. Like, I just always, I wanted these as a kid. So that's why I wear them. I don't wear them for anybody. I wear them for myself.
Okay. I know you don't want to do this, but I have to put you on the spot. Could you give me like a rough ballpark range as to what these might go for?
Today, the double X's this year, I'm not so tapped into the pricing, but I'm assuming between 4 to 6. I'm thinking if they were the 50s, it'd probably be a little bit more, maybe almost close to double.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And I think that's, you hit on something really good, which is like, at the end of the day, like the money isn't what's important to you, it's the pieces.
It is.
It shows here at Reserved.
Yeah, it truly is.
Okay, could you go through some of the other ones?
I don't wear these. These are jerky tab. I guess you could see a little bit what's
it's still
left
there,
of them.
yeah.
Beautiful pair, like a true art. I mean, there's nothing like a early 50s pair of jeans.
Wow.
I geek out to this, man.
So cool,
Like,
man.
I truly enjoy this. And even though I don't fit into them anymore, I'm still not putting this in the store because they'll sell.
Yeah, they will, for sure.
And I'm not selling them.
So you found these at your rag house, I'm assuming?
Yes.
How often at your rag, or one of your rags, does a real gym pop up?
BC Bidstitch, they were popping up.
No.
Often.
No,
No, I'm joking. The last several years, we don't see them. And
Really?
roughly, I would say when I say several years, I would say probably the last 10 years, give or take, we don't see them.
They just don't pop up
We don't
as
see them
much.
as often, yeah. 10 years and prior, we would see a few here and there.
Yeah.
But like in the last few years, I don't even remember.
Now, since you founded Reserved and you had your rag houses, when you did find them, were they something that you just like kept, or were you like, oh, like I'll sell them for?
No, everything was sold. Before Reserved, as I mentioned the first time we met, our family were wholesalers. We were taught not to fall in love with our product. And plus, like, when you first start off, like as a kid, I would just bring everything home. Whether it was a band shirt or it was a certain Levi's, I would bring everything home. And then next thing I know, my closet just started clothing piling up and I'm not wearing it and it's just taking up so much room. My family's like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm in love with this. And they're like, first rule of business, don't fall in love with your product.
Wow.
So I'm taking everything back. And of course, I'm giving it to my wholesale customers. So now that we're in a retail space and we're looking for it, yeah, of course, it's harder to find. But like I said, we're fortunate. Everything's like a blessing. We're finding a few, we're sourcing some. We've made some great connections through the years. So it's all working out pretty well.
And I'm really happy you mentioned your rag house business, the whole other side of the operation. I think since the last time you and I have spoke, there's been a lot more discussion about dealers trying to get into rag houses like yours.
Correct.
Trying to get in there, acquire what they're able to, sell off what they could. Could you talk to me about like the trend that's kind of shifted in that direction lately?
So you see, like, rag houses, even during my prime, always had rooms for, I mean, we keep saying Japanese buyers because Japanese buyers were prominently who were the clients. Today, more Americans are involved and other countries.
Yeah.
But it was primarily Japanese. So they would have these rooms where the Japanese customer would come in, they would teach them, the graders, what they're looking for, and they would have several rooms. So each client would have his or her own room.
No way.
And they would store their stuff in there until they cashed them out. It got to the point where the rag house owners started to get slightly greedy. So if you have money, you're walking into this guy's room now and you're like picking stuff.
Really?
So it's all about who's paying more. Our rag house had a different philosophy.
Yeah,
we
tell
didn't
us.
believe in a client picking. We believed in teaching our staff vintage. So we are the pickers. So in my warehouse, we never had rooms. We never had a person physically come in and start grading out stuff. We pre-graded our vintage for the customer. So if we had, which we only had one Japanese customer who was a close friend of mine, he would come to our place and he wouldn't pick. He would have already like a pre-graded section that he would just choose from and price. You know, when you let someone through your door and you let them pick, it creates like a hurricane in your warehouse. But if you now train your staff, now you have knowledge, now you have control.
You're going fully vertical, even with the knowledge.
Of course, yeah.
That's so interesting.
Our girls who are working with us are extremely, extremely, extremely special to me. They're, I mean, honestly, like each time my family and I, we take our time to celebrate our achievements in life, we always say thank you and we bless the people that help us because, listen, you're no one without help. Their hands are what puts food on our table. So we appreciate them, we treat them like family, and they're the pillars of everything.
Yeah, I want you to educate, as someone that's seasoned within the space, you've been doing this for years, you've seen every single part of the process. Sure. There is some rag houses opening up to independent dealers to go in, and they're kind of making it a much more like marketable sort of experience, I guess you could say. Correct. I want you to talk to those that are obviously going to be watching this video and be like, I want to get into the rag house. What do you have to say to them?
You want me to be blunt and honest?
Yeah.
Give them a cheat code?
if you'd like, yeah.
Go in on Fridays and go in on Mondays with cash when they have to pay their employees. By Monday, they'll be out of money. So go in with cash.
That's great advice. I'm sure people are writing that down.
Well, I mean, look, it's like you got 10 people going to one rag house, right?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to be fair to 10 consumers in your
so
rag house, right? So like you're making, like as a rag house owner, okay, so I'm selling you, and I'm selling you, right? But eventually it's gonna get to the point where I'm like, okay, like everyone got their things taken care of. Like you're trying to come in and buy something, like what will give you leverage?
Yeah, cash.
Cash. When I just paid my whole payroll, I got no cash.
I've heard some, I don't want to say horror stories, but I've heard of people being pushed out of rag houses because someone with bigger pockets just comes in and says, you're done.
Well, capitalism, what do you?
Yeah, so it just happens.
It's always going to happen.
Really?
It's greed, human greed. How do you control human greed?
Yeah,
you can't.
It's impossible.
You just want to make sure that you're good. You're good to pay.
And reserved is good.
Reserve, thank God, doesn't have to pay.
Could you give me ballpark on what something like these might be worth today?
I honestly, man, I really don't know.
Yeah. You're like so out of the pricing on these sort of like high grade.
I'm out of it. I mean, look, we're so fortunate. Like I said earlier to you about our family, our team.
Yeah.
Chris is just like a Jedi. He's the young Jedi. He's the one that comes in and he figures it out and he prices things extremely fair, and I sleep good at night. Like I never have to question.
That's the best.
You know, it's like when you have someone who's your partner and you don't have to question, you could trust, you could sleep at night. So I put my hand on whatever he researches and he finds out, we go with that. Oh, by the way, speaking of Chris, here's the young Jedi.
Okay, so you're the Chris everyone's been talking about. Tell us what you do with Reserved.
I do a lot. I just don't like taking credit for anything. So as Igor was mentioning and as London was mentioning, brought a few pieces from our personal collection that we wanted to showcase today.
Before we get into some of those pieces, you're wearing something pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean there's a huge resurgence in polo now, right?
This is very sick. You're gonna have to talk to our audience about this. Yeah, there is.
It's funny because my girlfriend says she's collecting bear knits now, so I had to one-up her and get the Indian head. When I first got into vintage around 2018, my best friends at the time were huge polo collectors from like that 2015, 2016 era. It's beautiful to see that. Maybe because polo is selling their own stuff again, but regardless of the reason, polo is very desirable again. So
no, 100%. Ralph Lauren, Double RL, it's like exploding in popularity right now. There's a resurgence in a lot of the older pieces. You have a really, really special piece. Could you talk about this one in particular?
Yeah, I mean, Indian head knit, 1994, speaks for itself. I actually picked this up with the denim jacket with the Indian head on the back as well.
Wow, it's so sick. And I know that there's some, pretty crazy price markers on that one right there. What's something like this market right now?
I'd say you can get this online for about 900 bucks.
Okay, now let's move into some of the personals that you got here. There's a really incredible one with a great story on it. You're gonna have to talk to us about it.
So yeah, this is probably our oldest piece besides the Type 1 that we'll never sell. A buddy of mine actually found this from an old dealer. Guy was telling him the story about how he got it at a yard sale, and he actually left another one because it was too homemade.
What?
Could have been older, we don't know. But for exact photo reference, it's right here. This is a 1930s Harley Davidson cotton jersey, quarter
Crazy.
zip.
Dude, that is insane. That's such a remarkable piece. Not just, as something marketable, but it's something that's history. What would something like this be priced at if there was a price to be put on it?
In my opinion, stuff like this is priceless, right? This is at least 80 years old, potentially 90 years old. Only gonna get harder to find. If I had to put a valuation on it, I'd say 3K.
So you guys aren't just the true vintage guys. You guys have some crazy tees here, some stuff that would make any Japanese buyer or American buyer go crazy. The Sade tee, the Grail. You gotta talk to us about this one.
Rightfully so, in my opinion, the greatest t-shirt ever made.
Boom. Boom. That's a big one.
Grew up in a household where my mom blasted all day. Went to Lovers Rock, but was in the room because I was born in '01. To me, this is the best t-shirt ever. XL, perfect condition for the most part. Does have some pinholes. A little bit of fading on the box logo on the back.
Oh, the fading on the box is so good.
Yeah, heavily duplicated, but this is an original one. Wow. Not for sale, of course.
Okay. But there's some Japanese that would pay a pretty penny for something like that. What would they probably price it at?
You know, Dylan said they're probably like write you a blank check. You name your price.
I mean, so.
I've heard of some going for like 4K over there. I still wouldn't sell it.
Wow. Now we've got 2 more true vintage jackets. Can you talk to us about it?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, classic. First high school in the city of Miami's history is Miami High. This is a 1947 corduroy jacket, chain stitch on the back, of course, and the front. Rest in peace to Annette. Did look her up. Unfortunately passed away.
How'd you find her?
Shout out Facebook, man.
Wow.
You found
her class and like you found her.
She's in the yearbook and everything. This tag is like iconic with the football on there. You definitely know they were wearing this to the Orange Bowl. Back then, probably playing Miami Edison, which is down the street. If I sound like I care about this, it's because I do. So anyone watching this video, if you have anything that's 70s or older Miami, please shoot me a message.
Wow.
I'm always buying, always trading. For this stuff specifically, I think it belongs in Miami. I know there's some crazy stuff coming soon, but we'll definitely be paying homage to the city of Miami.
That's so cool. That's super cool. I mean, this is such a remarkable part of Miami history. And for you and the entire reserve team to be collecting it, acquiring it for the purpose of preserving it, it must mean a lot.
Definitely. I mean, they often say that we're a fast-paced city and we don't have history, but hopefully when we're able to exhibit everything, we can showcase that, they call us the Magic City for a reason.
That's so rad. I know, once again, something like this is difficult to put a price on, but what do you think something like this would be?
No, money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is probably going to the grave with me, and I'm pretty young, so.
You guys have shown us some incredible true vintage. We have to bring it back to the Bidstitch core, which is Banties. These are some pretty insane ones you got here. I love that Sonic Youth. Could you pull that one down?
Yeah, definitely.
Crazy one.
Usually you see this in green, but here you have a white variant, sleeve hit, good tag, size XL.
So good, man. This is so good. Dirty on the sleeve, amazing, great condition. I think in its best possible condition, in my opinion. Have you been noticing like a change in trends when it comes to distressing versus dead stock?
Definitely. It's almost like now if something has a better fade or better distressing, it's worth more money than something that's dead stock per se.
What do you think about that?
Difference of opinion for everyone. I mean, I personally don't wear stuff that's distressed, but
yeah, this is interesting because you guys are going to be listing a lot of the more higher end tees, true, and whatever else on your website, right?
Yeah, so the last time that we had Bidstitch here, we didn't have a website, but now we do. So you can shop reservedmi.com and we'll have 10% off if you put the code Bidstitch26.
Damn.
We'll be dropping everything that's on this wall, everything that's on these 2 racks, and everything along the store. If you haven't shopped with us before, this is your time to do so.
Reservedmia.com, code Bidstitch26. What are you going to price this one at when it does drop on the site?
$2,500.
$2,500, that's a good price.
$2,500. Take it or leave it.
And then what's the price with the 10% off?
Oh, that's a little too difficult for me. I don't know math. I want to know the secret code. I want to know the formula for what makes a good vintage shop like what you guys have built out here with Reserved.
Living under a rock, not really paying attention to what's going on out there. And then maybe having some people pay attention to what's going on out there.
Well, you guys have been building this out for years. Once again, one of the things I really appreciate about you guys is the innovation that it's taken on you guys' side to take things from, rag house to retail. And not just any retail, but like a high-end curated experience. It's one thing that I find very admirable about you and your team. Talk to me about it. Like, what did it take kind of building that out?
Passion, dedication, sacrifice here and there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time behind the scenes too, like the brothers have been in the business for so long. I haven't been in the business nearly a fraction as long, but I have dedicated so much time to vintage, right? I think what so many people can resonate with that, you can really see that with our brand. And Miami needed this. Like everyone said that this wouldn't do well in Miami. Well,
look at you.
Yeah, let's see. Time will tell, right?
I love that. I love that. In a lot of ways, you guys are like a family-owned business. You literally are. And I think it's very special. I think now more than ever, it's so difficult to have partners. Vintage is especially like just so cutthroat in a lot of ways, but you guys are very like communal with how you guys handle things. What kind of factors into the really strong relationship you guys have built as a team?
I think you said it already. You said family, right? It's a bloodline, literally. These are 2 brothers that own this company, and then they treat me like a brother. I mean, you don't find that, like you said, it's hard to find.
At the end of the day, I think we wanted to bring people in a store what we felt like we were never getting in stores, which is an experience.
And I think maybe the last time, and not to say never, but it's been a while since you can kind of like feel that nostalgia of being a kid and enjoying a store. So I think now we're adults enjoying a store. So it's like kind of this full circle of, you know, enjoying things when we were younger, feeling like we've lost that enjoyment, and now creating something that we're seeing a lot of people enjoying. So it's kind of cool.
That's so great. I mean, last time I was here, I asked you guys what's the next step for Reserved. You guys didn't even mention the possibility of opening up a whole nother half to a whole nother side of the business. I'm gonna ask you guys again. This time next year, what are you guys gonna be doing? Where are you guys gonna be at?
God
To
knows.
to a city near you.
Hey, I like
That's a
that.
perfect outro.
Reserved coming to you guys soon. We're so appreciative.
Thank you, guys.
As always.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Seriously.
Sure, brother. Always
It really
good to
means a
see you
lot.
guys.
Oh, that's a good one.
You guys are part of the family,
All
right?
right,
Yeah,
Bidstitch is
shout out
part
to
of the
Dylan and
family. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, dope. Woo. Bidstitch gang, we are in the Arts District of Miami, and we're here at Yesterday. Amazing, amazing store, tucked in between a little side alley. We walked in really briefly. Their curation is incredible. I'm gonna bring you in, I'm gonna introduce you to the owner, and we're gonna go through some of the crazy pieces and stories that he's got. Let's go check it out. George, what up, G? What's happening?
Appreciate you guys coming through.
Appreciate you, bro. When did you start Yesterday?
In 2019.
Crazy, so you've been
Yeah.
here for a while now.
Yeah, a minute. We used to, like back in the day when we first opened up Daily,
Yeah.
it was called Kicks Daily, and we had a vintage rack.
So it started as sneakers
just-
with a little bit of vintage.
Yeah, exactly. We were just selling sneakers, and then one day we were like, all right, let's put up a vintage rack.
Yeah.
And we had like a couple jerseys
Yeah.
up there, a couple button-ups, like Tommy Crest button-ups, things
And so
like
that's
that.
what started it all.
Yeah, but it was very like, we had to be very selective because people didn't really fuck with vintage.
They didn't
back
get
then.
it.
Yeah, it was more like, oh, I don't want to wear old clothes. Especially in Miami, you know, where it's
It's
like,
true, yeah, it's very like
designer,
showy, yeah,
Lambos, you know.
It's crazy, it's crazy. But I think what that transition that you made is kind of interesting because we're hearing that from a lot of dealers that initially they started with sneakers and they sort of expanded into
Yeah.
building out, you know, like a vintage service or a vintage store like you.
Of course, we like to have it all, man. Like, even if it's a random sign, like if it's old and cool, we want to have it. Something new now that we're getting into
Oh, yeah.
is the retro video games, like
Really?
handheld consoles. We got a couple Game Boys and PSPs.
I'll have to check that out.
And then we got N64s, couple Xboxes and PS2s. Like that right now is hitting hard.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so we have some here on display. So starting with these Game Boys are pretty crazy. They're called the Game Boy Light. It's a Japanese exclusive, but they have like a built-in backlight.
No way.
Yeah, and then we got a couple Game Boy cameras there where you could take pictures, and it comes out really grainy and shit, but it's
But that's
just
the vibe
cool.
people like now.
Yeah, you've seen the posts and stuff
Exactly,
like
yeah.
that where it's like people are using these things for like GPS, and people want things that are tangible. All right, so these are Game Boys from the 90s. This is a classic Game Boy Color. Let's turn it on real quick. And then attached to it is a Game Boy Pocket camera where you can take selfies, you could turn the camera around.
No
But if
way.
you see like this screen, there's no light to it. So as a kid, you used to have to plug in a worm light here.
I remember the worm light.
Yeah, in
I
order
remember
to
that.
like sneak.
You were playing
and,
at night,
Yeah,
and
then
that
your
thing went
mom would
over.
come in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, you're supposed to be sleeping. Then when they found out about the worm light, it was like, give me the worm light too. It's like, damn it all. But yeah, so you can choose here. It's in Japanese. You can't change it, but whatever. We know how it works. And then you could kind of see, like, you can take a photo. And then from there, there's also like a Game Boy printer where you could then go ahead and print.
So why do you think things like this are starting to gain traction and popularity now?
I think it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
And then also like, you know, my generation, I'm 36 years old.
Yeah.
So for a lot of us, we have kids, we have a family, nephews running around. Like, it's very easy to be like, yo, this is how my childhood was.
Yeah.
Like, I want to share this with you. I want to put you on.
Yeah.
And then they could go out and go on eBay or go to a thrift store in Japan where these items are just sitting there. The guy that sold me these, I was like, how do you get so many of them?
Yeah.
Like, I would clear him out. I'd come back
Just
the
give
next
a bunch
weekend
away?
and he'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going?
What did he
and
say?
he was like, oh, Japan, land of Nintendo. And then he goes, land of Sega. Every store you go to out there, there's Game Boys, there's PlayStations, there's Xboxes, there's all type of just different
sick.
consoles just sitting there. Like, and you don't know what you're gonna find.
Wow.
So we were able to find some cool ones. These PSPs are Japan exclusive colors, where it was, I think this was Vibrant Blue and Radiant Red.
What do you price these at in store? What do they sell for?
So this one we put up for $100, and then these Game Boy Lights, they're $235. So I wanted to introduce it to Miami.
Yeah.
And I know that there's video game collectors everywhere. And I was like, oh, it'd be dope to have it in my store.
So what made up the bulk of your buying on your most recent trip to Japan? Was it like electronics? Was it clothes?
The electronics, they get a little bulky, but we try to carry the most that we can on our carry-ons. This is why I didn't get a lot more electronics, but
What?
we got this
Wow.
orange GameCube that's Japanese exclusive. So this one is called Spice Orange, I believe. Man, look at the condition of this. This was sitting at a thrift store over there. This was sitting in there for $80 USD.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it was 50% off. So it was $40. It didn't have a controller. But over there, you could just go into another thrift store
And you got that
get
one?
the controller.
That's crazy.
And then it's like, I looked it up on eBay. The controllers are like $50 with shipping, maybe 40 or something like that.
How much did you pay for it?
For this one out there, I paid $40 for it. Yeah, because like these stores, on certain items, they know.
They kind of know.
Yeah, so like this was one of those items where it's like,
That's so funny.
they know, you know.
Okay, so what would you price both at in store?
I think we're gonna put this up for like $195.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think on eBay you could get them for like $160, $180 around there. But they charge you sales tax now, so I didn't do the math. But
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, okay, so it's like $200
Yeah.
figure. But again, it's more so about like having it at my store and having
Right.
something that you can't really get here.
You're 100% right.
But yeah, $195 is cool. If you haven't, I strongly recommend take a trip to Japan. These things, you don't have to look for them. They're just sitting there. So this one, my homie Mike found it, but it didn't have the controller again. So he didn't buy the system, but while we were with Sean, he had it. Sean Witherspoon, he let us go into the archive out there in Japan, shout out the homie. And he had this controller, and we were like, damn, that's the controller for the system we found. It's pretty dope. If you look there, it has like the Pikachu with the Thunderbolts and then that yellow front faceplate.
That's so cool. What was your all-in cost on both of these while you were in Japan?
I think the cost for both was $180, and I see that they go for $250. So yeah, we're gonna sell this one probably like $295
Nice.
or something like that.
Okay, while we're here looking at the case, I want you to go through some of these accessories. Obviously, the designer archival handbag market is exploding in popularity right now.
Yeah.
Talk to us about some of the pieces that you have here.
I feel like designer bags now, the vintage ones, the old ones, that whole market, just bags in general, the market hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah.
It's like a Dior, I wanna say, you know the LV Speedy? Where it's like, where it's this one? It's this kind of, it's like a little mini duffel bag.
Sure, yeah.
So this is a Dior one with their monogram all over it. This one's brown with like that cream background. The condition on this is crazy. 70s Dior. I paid $300 and I have it up for $575. And online, you see them $600, $700, $800. What separates this one from the ones that I found online is just the condition.
Yeah.
So this market, I feel like 5 years from now, you asked me earlier, where do I see vintage? I see, you know, certain things cooling off, like tees and baby outfits for $4,000. I see that type of stuff cooling off, but I see things like this skyrocketing, where like you might not be able to get this bag for under $1,000 5 years from now. For the longest, we did have people just come through the door and sell us stuff, but it gets a little tough when you know you see the shirt selling on eBay for $400 and then it's like, yeah, I want $300.
It's like, bro. We're in a weird stage in vintage where pricing is just crazy. You'll see a comp online, oh, someone's got it listed or they sold it for $500. There's no way that they could expect you to be buying at that and making that type of return. So like, what do you have to say to people that show you those comps and are like, pay up.
You got to understand, if you're bringing stuff to a business, some businesses go for 30% return, some businesses go for 300. So
That's crazy.
You have to understand the business you're dealing with, you know? Here, you know, we're not shooting for 100%. But if I pay 175 and the person understands, okay, yeah, you could post it for 250, that margin is probably like 30%, 40%. Standard for us would be like, I'll pay 100, I put it up for 200. And as we look for certain items, that changes too, where it's like, I kind of only want to buy this if I could pay 100, post it for 350, because I want to put the market on to these items, you know? And that's how I felt about certain RRL pieces. It's like, how is this $100? This doesn't make sense. Just based off the craftsmanship and the quality of the piece itself, it's like, there's no way this is $100. And now the market has caught up.
The market's catching up.
Now that item is $500-$600 for like a knitted cardigan. You're like, okay, that makes sense, because if it was released by RRL today, it would be $1,000.
Of course, it'd be $1,000.
So actually, we could go now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So something like this. This is older Ralph Lauren, probably early 2000s, right? Something like this, bro. If they release this, it's probably gonna be close to $1,000.
Oh yeah. What goes into like your thought process pricing something like this?
So right now, with an item like this, it's very tough to find. So look, hold that one, and then I want you to hold this one. This is the RRL one.
Damn.
Like, dude, the weight difference is crazy.
Time.
What do you think retail would be on this one?
This retail, I'd say probably around like, $1,400-$1,500
like, bro, maybe, I think maybe like almost 3,000.
Really, yeah.
Like, just based on the weight and the design on it, that has to be hand knitted or whatever. So it puts things into perspective. So now when you go look these items up, if I paid $30 for it, right?
Sure, yeah.
If I see the cheapest one is $900.
Yeah.
I'm okay with posting it at like $775. And if someone's interested in it, I'll be like, dude, take it for $700. You know, like, oh yeah, but you paid $30. That's crazy. It's like, dude, you don't understand the time I put into, like, yes, I got that for $30, but I woke up at 4 in the morning. I went to sleep at 2 a.m.
I want to run through something with you. I want you to give our viewers a perspective on your pricing. Okay. So I want you to go through, let's say both of these. I want you to price it and talk to us about the factors that you're coming up with when it comes to how you price it.
So nowadays, right, we have a tool that makes our life real easy, and that's the Google Lens.
Yeah.
Someone's asking $489 for that. Someone's asking $1,000 for it. Someone's asking $580. So for me, I'm cool with like $400.
Yeah, because you want it to move. So you're gonna be market a little bit.
And if someone comes in here and they show a lot of interest, they might be a polo collector or something crazy.
You'll hook them up?
They might show me pics. I'll be like, okay, man, $325. You know, so that you see it's up for $395.
Yeah.
Right, and then we paid $195.
I like
ourselves.
You giving some transparency to our viewers when it comes to how you price things for store. So I think that's really cool.
So you asked me earlier, why'd I go to Japan? Let's go through it real quick. So these are gonna be some of the pieces that we found while we were out there. This here, we paid $1,500 for it. It's an 80s polo, Ralph Lauren, polo country, leather jacket. I honestly think it's brand new. There's no like dirt on the cuffs or the neck. I wanna sell it for like $22.95. I think someone that loves polo is gonna need this. We found a lot of these like flight jackets. These are specifically Averex. The liners on them go crazy. They typically have like a world map or something like that. They come with different patches. This one has the Texas Dallas patch. Who knows? This was probably in some Japanese pilot closet, and then it ended up at the flea market. Oh, it has the Pearl Harbor patch, kid. The Remember Pearl Harbor patch with the Japan flag. We got lucky on these. I think we paid $200 for this.
Steal.
And we're gonna post this up for $450. Again, like, you might find one that looks like it, but it won't be the same one. It won't have those same patches. So that's what I really like about these jackets. This one is based on the Blue Angels. It's a really nice piece with the Sherpa lining on the neck. The interior of these jackets go crazy. This one has embroidery with Mount Rushmore on there and a couple fighter jets. We paid $180 for it. This one's gonna go up for $450 also. This one I found at the Tokyo City Flea Market. I got this one really cheap, bro. I paid $40 for this. The royal blue leather is just crazy on this one. This one's gonna go up for $295 also. Dude, you gotta see this flea market for those that haven't. Dude, there's over 500 vendors. And each vendor is like a mini version of the store where they just have it all and it's in great condition. The prices are great. So you spend like 20, 30 minutes easily in each vendor. And there's 500. So to come across things like this out there.
Oh yeah, tell us about this one.
This one, me and my partner were bickering about like, yo, we shouldn't buy that. I didn't come to Japan to buy that bullshit. And then I go, what about this Averex right here? And it was just sitting there on a rack like that with a bunch of other stuff. Bro, this dude ended up having this and this jacket right here. So this is a Harley Davidson.
Oh, wow.
But if you notice, it's in that type A2 Averex style. So we were like, wow, this trip is just like the trip of the A2 jackets. They're just following us around. So the dude was like, oh, since you bought the Averex from me, which this, we gave him 150 USD for this, bro. This is a bomber leather.
Dude, the fade is
Averex,
ridiculous.
like early 90s. The fade is fire. It has like dots on the back.
Wow.
The embroidery is really nice. The ribbing on it is fucking mint. But yeah, man, we got this one for 150 and this is probably gonna go up for 395. All right, so we'll get into a couple pants also. So these, the first trip, we were able to buy like 20 of them, no problem.
What about this?
This is a Vizu selvage denim, but these are the ones that are made in Japan. So now all the Vizus, they're now made in China, where it's like the quality shittier.
Yeah.
They're trying to cut corners, so.
Is it getting harder to find these ones?
See that good selvage right there. Yeah, it's not only getting harder, but everybody has it out there. It's just more so the price. Like we were buying these for 20,000 yen. Now people were asking like 34,000 yen. So like, and that was like a month and a half that we weren't there. I was like, what happened
over
here?
2 months?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and it's like once they know,
figured it
the
out.
whole country moves on it, and they all have it because this was made over there. But they know, like, there's so many tourists coming that they don't have to budge on their price. So the big seagull print on the back, that's the one that these sell easily. We sell them here, I think 350, 345
What'd you pay on this one?
These we got for 19,000 yen, which is like maybe like 180 or so, 200, and we're gonna sell them for 345. So speaking on Vizu, we got, I think, the funniest pair of a Vizu denim, also the coolest maybe. We noticed that on the back it says, I'm loving it. So we're like, yo, but that looks like McDonald's. If you look there, it has a McDonald's patch. These were in collaboration with none other than McDonald's. So I looked it up and I was like, there's no way. And we looked it up and we saw it, we're like, wow, but these are hard. They're selvage denim. Look at the fade on these.
This looks so good.
Has the whiskers already there. All the hard work is done. So if you want to rock these with that I'm loving it stamp on the back. But yeah, man, the quality of this denim is just, it's different, man. Like Jabot is cool. You know, Tommy Hilfiger's cool. Even Ralph Lauren is really cool. But if you get your hands on any of those brands, salvage items, like, do yourself a favor. Yeah. Because I could picture someone wearing these for like the next 20 years, no issues.
What do you price this one at?
So this one, they were 12,000 yen, which is like 80 bucks. We're gonna sell these for probably like 225. Now these Carhartts we found at the flea market out there. We had to pay up a little bit for them. But whenever we see this style with the distressing, you see those cuffs. Yeah, the bleached out collars with the corduroy and that blanket liner. These we can't keep on the shelves. We got this one for 200, it's up for 365. Next to that one, we found this one. So that made our job easy. So yeah, same price point on this one. 200 is up for 325. Looks like you fixed your car in it, we're gonna want it. So go ahead and bring it to us. So this one, we priced it a little higher, and I want to say the difference is the cuffs. This one has like a light distressing on it. Then on this side, it's like really banged up. But yeah, this one with the bleached out collar, and it just has like that faded, distressed, thrashed look. We just were like, we don't want to price them at the same price, because some people might feel like this is cooler in a sense. But they both have the corduroy and the blanket liner. It's just in this scenario, we figure, all right, we'll distinguish the prices a little bit. All right, so while we were wandering, a little bit after we got that red Averex jacket, we found, my business partner Mike was like, ooh, look at this.
What'd you get?
Homies. So if you guys know the homies toys,
Of
you would
course.
put the quarter in the machine to get the little toy, whatever. And they were based on the Mexican Chicano culture out there. You know, it had its ups and downs, the whole controversy behind it, but it got through that, and now it's like something that there are collectors out there of homies clothing and pieces. My boy Mike, he knows someone that like once we show him this, he's just gonna be like, oh, I'll buy it for whatever price we typically give him.
Wow.
You know? And a lot of these pieces, I haven't looked for this one. Maybe this is something that's available, but for the most part, they're not. Just because it's one of those brands where it's like you look it up and
could you hold
it's
it up?
so niche. Yeah.
Dang.
Nice classic, holding the dog leash.
And you're so right. It went through like a period where it was, I mean, they blew up.
Yeah.
And then it was, what would you say, canceled? Or was it just like, people looked at it negatively, I guess?
Yeah, they were trying to get it canceled, I guess, back then.
But that's a really great piece. How much did you pay for it?
Nice little 80 ball on this one.
And what would you sell it for?
I really don't know, man. It's one of those pieces that we want to look it up and do the research on it, because in today's world, like, I feel like this is one of those pieces that if you guys were to highlight it and put it in that whole text, like, the rarest homies hoodie has just been found in Japan. Like, you can probably sell this for $3,000.
Wow, okay.
I really don't know, you know?
Sounds good.
Like, that's how I feel when I see a Clifford, the big red dog, baby onesie sold for $3,000.
Yeah, that was insane.
Or like an Eeyore baby onesie sold for $2,000. It's like, fuck, I probably pass those by at the thrift every day.
Okay, there's one more thing I want to talk to you about. One of the common things that you and I have spoke about while I've been here is your love for like video games and video game tees and electronics.
Yeah.
There was a couple pieces we saw and you were like, oh no, I'm not selling those.
Okay,
I want to go through some of those shirts and I want to talk about their meaning to you.
Yeah,
cool.
Let me see where I put them. I put them over here somewhere. This is one of them, Gears of War 2.
So
I just really love the print on this one. It's like an all over print to me, you know?
So
I don't care if the sleeves aren't or if the back isn't. Like, that's a huge, big, nice graphic.
Rad.
And it's like early 2000s, probably like 2012 or whenever the game came out.
Are you
2011.
starting to see like a resurgence in these like early 2000s tees, especially like gaming tees?
Not really a resurgence, but just like 90% of the good vintage. Like, it's hard to find it.
Yeah.
Because most people that have it, like if he were to have bought it, that's not leaving his closet. He grew up playing the game. He really likes the game. It's like that nostalgia that we keep referring to. Like, those are the pieces that I want to have in the store. Obviously, this I don't want to sell just because it's mine. But another one are any of these Capcom tees that back in the day that I saw, I would just buy them. And they were like nothing, $15, $20. And I was like, man, these have to end up being like 100 at least.
Yeah.
I don't know what they go for now, but something like this, Resident Evil.
Sick.
Like, think of the video game market, right? If you guys are aware or not. Any Resident Evil game, any horror game, the prices are crazy.
So right, yeah.
So like, why aren't the horror video game tee prices crazy? Like, you could probably find this shirt for $60.
No, it makes sense, and I feel like you're kind of onto something with that.
Yeah, like, I'm not selling these tees because of the price.
Yeah.
I think these tees aren't worth anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this Gears tee is, but if we Google Lens it now, I would be surprised if it was more than $80.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm speaking of when I bought this was years ago, and I paid like $20. Like, I'm walking around our own vintage market, and I'm buying this off of sellers in their $10 pile because it's not vintage.
Yeah.
Like, this game came out 2010, but in 2040, holla at me. Like, and by then I already have the shirt. Like, I don't have to worry about
in the long game. I like it.
And so again, it's not about price. It's just more so like, these are mine.
Yeah.
You know? This Tomb Raider Underworld tee. I like anything Tomb Raider, and I like the simpler tees. So I was going around buying anything like this. But yeah, just anything licensed like that, same thing. Like, if the video games are going through the roof on prices, like, why don't
it should eventually trickle down to the
like
tees.
most people want like the childish game tees. Like, I don't want a Crash Bandicoot tee if it's gonna cost me $300-$400. I'd rather buy this for $25.
No, yeah.
You know?
Could you go through the pricing on these three? Like, what you think market you would probably put it around? I know that
I think without checking, I want to say this is something like this, maybe like $100.
Yeah.
Something like this, just because it has a nice big graphic. I'll put it up for like $125.
Yeah, that's a good price.
You know, and then these tees, probably like $80.
Nice.
Yeah, 80 to 100, I think is fair.
Super cool. And if I'm you, I'm holding on to them because I think you're right.
Yeah.
Video games are going up.
These are my personal tees. I don't think it's like a value thing. I just really personally fuck with them.
Guys, we are wrapping up at yesterday, Miami. I think now, like, we're in this weird spot where there's tons of vintage stores that will maybe have 5 tees or a couple pairs of pants. I think what I like about your shop is it's a great blend of curation and a ton of selection.
Come check us out. We're in Alapata. Shout out my Dominican people, mi gente. And we're here at 2852 Northwest 7th Avenue, Miami, Florida 33127. Open 24 hours, 7 days a week on www.yesterdaymiami.com. My name's Proxy. That's my dog London. It's Bidstitch. It's yesterday. We're out here. Peace.
Dude, that was good. Yay. Wow, that was like scripted. Yay. That was good.
I've watched a lot of YouTube, you know?
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Bidstitch. It's hard.